Okay, so now let me do the talking. So, in my first vlog, I think that's my very first video using the DJI Action 4. So yeah, a couple of things I noticed. Without the rock steady like stabilization, the video is kind of bit too shaky, and also the roads here are not that smooth. If it was smooth, that little bit of shake would have looked a bit more cinematic, you know. I like that slight camera shake, but I think this was like way too much. So my issue with like why I actually put it on, like I turned off that rock steady, is because I usually prefer wide angle, not the ultra wide. So in ultra wide, if I actually enable that stabilization, it's going to basically crop out my space here, right? The viewing angle. So it's going to crop out a bit. So I'm going to kind of lose my bottom mirrors and, you know, things like that, which is not what I wanted to capture. So that's why I tried disabling that rock steady, and it fixed that issue. But yes, the stabilization was like a bit too much. So this time what I'm trying is I'm actually trying out the ultra wide angle, right? I think you guys can see the difference. Let me know what you guys think, which one you like better. But with ultra wide, I have that much wider angle, and even when I turn on the rock steady stabilization, I'm not even going to rock steady plus, because that's gonna crop in way too much. I don't know when I'll be able to, when I'll use that while riding. I don't think ever. So yeah, so ultra wide with the rock steady stabilization, that's the setting I am on right now. And I'm yet to find out, like, you know, once I go home. I tested it, the test I was okay somewhat, but again, once I start editing and, you know, in the post, only then I'll realize and find out my mistakes. And you also asking me about, I'm just going to reference you, as in, for me, I don't know your face, like, you know, it's a combination of people. So for me, it's you, just like, you know, you guys don't know who I am, right? So you asked me about why am I using the 24 frame per second all the time. So I know the math to get a perfect motion blur, which is like the double the frame rate should be your shutter. So if your frame rate is 24, your shutter should be 48. You will get the perfect motion blur. So if you're using 60 frames, then your shutter should be 120. So I know that, and that works. That usually comes out pretty good. But after I dug more into motion pictures, like, you know, the cinematic things and all that, I realized there's something about the 24 frame per second. There's a slight difference. It looks a bit more natural, and motion blur looks a bit more cinematic, I feel. So that's why I'm sticking with 24. But again, on GoPro it works just fine. On GoPro I have 24 frame per second and I have a 48 shutter. But unfortunately, on this DJI Action 4, I don't really have 48 frame per second. I only have 50. So this time around, I also changed the frame rate from 24 to 25 to match the 50 shutter speed, right? So that's another thing. I made changes to this video, yet to find out how the outcome is. Yeah, so those are the things I made changes to this time. Yeah, and also I like vlogging because that's the best way to explain you whatever the questions that you guys put in the comment. It's the best way I talk, so I can do a lot more than commenting going back and forth, right? So I can do a bit more in the vlogging that way, but at the same time, as I mentioned in my previous video, my main focus is to get really good at like cinematography, including like all the technical aspect of it, like how to get the perfect audio, perfect video, things like that, and the viewing angle and those sort of things. It just one of my primary interests, right? Wow, how's this view? It looks sick for me. Wow, that looks really, really colorful. This is the city of Mississauga. Okay, it's one of the best city, a biggest city I would say. It is spread super wide compared to like downtown Toronto. I could be wrong. If there is somebody local here, correct me. Don't trash me in the comment, please. I'm still learning. Yeah, the Square One Mall behind me is one of the biggest mall too, I heard. Like I got a lot of capacity and things like that. I'll just wait for the people to cross. Come on, brother. Few other things are like I directly went to the D-Log M mode for the picture format because of its 10-bit usability, right? I did notice a difference when I tested using the regular normal 8-bit, especially in the nighttime. It loses a lot of the light, so it really helps at night. So yeah, I always use that, and I've been using the Adobe Lightroom. Yes, so I've been using Adobe Lightroom in the past. It was a cracked version, like I was using back in the days, like 2010, 12, 13. Those days, I wasn't riding motorcycle, but I was into just traveling, taking GoPro videos, and yeah, but it wasn't, YouTube wasn't that big for me, at least. I wasn't convinced those days. I feel stupid right now, but yeah. Oh, nice BMW i8. Yeah, so, and I never even went to Adobe Premiere because, yeah, first of all, I didn't have the cracked version. I only had the Lightroom. So I was using Lightroom for some time, and then once I started this channel, I didn't want to go, do all those complex tasks just to produce a video. I know there is something better out there. So I did a research, and I found the Cyberlink Power Director, which was cheap. So I was using that at least for the first 10 videos on this channel. And then all of a sudden I keep seeing something about DaVinci Resolve on my YouTube feed. Somehow the YouTube realized that I'm creating some content, and YouTube God realized this guy needs some help, I think. So I was like, what the heck is this? Then I learned about black magic and the entire Hollywood movie production and things like that. I was hooked. I was hooked. I didn't think twice. I just went ahead, downloaded the very latest version. I used the beta version, the 19. I didn't even try the stable version. I just want to get the latest, very latest one. So I went for it. I'll take right here. Yeah, so since then I've been learning all about this nodes, color corrections. Oh boy, like I'm still a beginner, very, very early user for DaVinci Resolve. So yes, I mean, I know people create crazy lot of content with like very professional looking video. But yeah, I just started scratching the tip of the iceberg, I would say. So I know it has a huge potential to get what I really want to get out of this channel and the whole content creation process. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to learning as much as I can. And let's see where it takes me. And you guys will get to see whatever things I create, and I try my best to answer, because for me learning is not just learning yourself and just applying it. It actually helps more once you actually teach somebody or explain it to somebody. You know, that knowledge really sticks. It's based on my experience. It's not just about this tool or anything. Even in my profession, uh, everything is about learning, right? I work in tech, so when I actually spread that knowledge to somebody, that's when it actually gets really robust, first of all, in my mind. And I also enjoy, you know, sharing the knowledge. So that is who I am. That's part of me. All right, so I'll stop blabbering. I hope you guys enjoyed the speed test this evening. I'm looking forward to creating a different type of content, not just vlog. As I mentioned, I want to create the ASMR content, which is just myself riding, not talking, no blah blah, just the engine sound without the Dbkiller, of course. And also, I'm planning to just organize a bit. I just don't want to create contents randomly. So maybe in a week, I will start with 3 contents, one vlog, another one ASMR, and maybe one I'll keep it as a surprise. You guys will see that pretty soon. All right. So see you guys on the another ride. If you do have any questions, please do shoot in the comment below. Okay. You guys know that already. And if you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe, because I don't think you want to miss this. Just kidding, just kidding. If you're really interested, only then you subscribe. Otherwise, please skip it, because it's not going to help me or you in any way, because the stupid algorithm. I know people cry about subscribe, bell, press a bell button and all that, but hey, what's the point telling that? If you see something good and if you want to see that again, you know what to do already in YouTube, right? You are not illiterate. You know how to navigate the internet, at least the YouTube and things. So I'll leave it there. I'm just going to head to square one, get something to eat, and I'm going to head back home.